Elon Musk heading over to Doge, or however you want to say it. And I think his crypto went up on the news today too. DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. It's going to be great. That just came in today. He got a warm welcome from Republicans there in D.C. as Donald Trump introduced him. And, don't forget, this is a guy who's all about profitability. And he doesn't understand why there's so much waste in government. I mean, there's a lot of waste in a lot of places. He found a whole lot of waste when we went into Twitter, so much so that he wound up slashing 80% of the workforce. So Washington, watch out.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the goddamn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Fired. Get out of here.
Okay. All right. The universe is having a lot of fun with this. So Department of Government Efficiency, what's it going to actually do? It's actually going to be an outside agency that looks at what's going on within government and opens up the books and says, okay, what can we do better? How do we make this more efficient? Elon Musk talking recently about how the path we're on is not sustainable, and he's right.
Our defense budget is pretty gigantic. It's $1 trillion. But the interest that we owe on the debt is now higher than the defense budget, over $1 trillion and growing. This is not sustainable. So we have to do something about that, or the country's going to go bankrupt. So that's an essential thing too. Yeah, so that's why we need the Department of Government Efficiency.
They like that. They like that. They like that. People are frustrated, right? Because you pay all this money in taxes, and where does it go? To lots of inefficiencies. I was talking with my friend Alfredo Ortiz earlier today, who runs Job Creators Network, and he was telling me the Small Business Administration, it's a great example of it. They have like $1 billion budget, but you know how much they give out to small businesses? Somewhere in the vicinity of, I think he said $10 million. I'm like, how does that happen? Because you know what? They're employing so many people. It's all going to overhead. Well, Elon is going to change that. So this is going to get really interesting. A reminder to subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. You're watching the Trish Regan show, and it's a big one. It's a big one today. Joy Reid is not very happy about this whole Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy Doge thing.
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, great, we're going to get to hear his voice again for however many years till he gets fired. They're going to lead something called the Department of Government Efficiency. They're supposed to now be in charge of cutting the budget, which is normally the job of the House of Representatives. You served in the House. Doesn't the House have to be involved some way in creating a new government agency, or can Trump just whip one up on Twitter?
No, Joy, that's right. I think Donald Trump's just handing out candy right now to his friends and family. Congress is required to establish federal departments to define the jurisdiction, to decide how it's appointed. Presidents can certainly appoint aides and non-congressional positions, but there will not be a Department of Government Efficiency without Congress, which actually raises the question, does Congress now just rubber stamp that in one of its next appropriations bill? And here's what it's going to be. This is your Project 2025 department.
Yes.
The Department of Government Efficiency by Ramaswamy and Elon, that's your Project 2025 department. Correct. Without the bad impressions that Heritage created during the campaign trip.
Wow. I mean, they're really stuck on that. By the way, Project 2025 is like a good thing. We've talked about it here on the show. It's not like some kind of weird hidden agenda. It's actually very, very forthcoming. You can read about it. We've talked about it. I think we're going to have Heritage on next week. We can get into some of these comments with them. But listen, I mean, hey, don't we want to be energy independent? Don't we want to avoid the deep state? Don't we want freedom and education? All of these great things, all these things that will make us better as a nation. Listen, this is an amazing time. We saw Bitcoin go all the way to 93,000. I hope you bought it when I was talking about it. Remember back in September? We published a piece on it at 76 Research. I think it was somewhere in the vicinity of 65,000. Went all the way to 93,000 and changed today. I'm looking at it in real time, $88,852. This is a play on what's to come, right? What the future is. And I'm telling you, the future if we can get a lot of the regulation out of the way, and if we can double down on what we do well, which is create, because we just have this engine of growth that we can unleash here in America, that is going to be a tremendous era of prosperity. I want you to be in on it. We've actually created a guide, believe it or not, a guide to investing in the Trump boom over at 76 Research. My colleague Rob, who spent decades on Wall Street managing billions of dollars, myself, of course, in the financial media, and it's called investinmaga.com. Investinmaga.com. Go there. It's all free. It's free. I want you to get the guide. Do that, because this is going to be an explosion. You have a new government taking shape. I mean, this is amazing. Biden and Trump today.
And the former president, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having a, like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. And, thank you very much. And politics is tough. And it's, in many cases, not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a nice fire behind them, don't you think? Anyway, they seem really in good spirits, right? Quite a difference from what we saw back in 2016. Dun-dun-dun. Not as happy a time. Not as happy a time. Senator John Thune was just named the majority leader there of the Senate. This is seen as rather interesting because a lot of people thought that Rick Scott was going to get it. But of course, that all happens by secret ballot. McConnell wanted that secret ballot just in case people wanted to vote a different way and they didn't want to get hung out to dry for it. And what's interesting here is that people actually voted for Thune over Rick Scott. In fact, Rick Scott was out from Florida in the first round. This is a very interesting development. Some see it as, oh, good, we get some adults in the room. Others are like, wait a second, but we needed Rick Scott, and we needed that Florida contingency. Anyway, he has been he's now the replacement, if you would, for Mitch McConnell, who'd been the longest serving leader of either party in Senate history. Thune has served as the Republican whip since 2019. He did edge out John Cornyn of Texas on that second ballot. So he's out with a statement today saying he's really honored. I'm extremely honored to have earned the support of my colleagues to lead the 119th Congress, and I am beyond proud of the work we have done to secure our majority in the White House. This Republican team is united behind President Trump's agenda, and our work starts today. Here he is.
It's a new day in the United States Senate, and it's a new day in America. The American people have loudly rejected the failed policies of the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda. And this Republican team is united. We are on one team. We are excited to reclaim the majority and to get to work with our colleagues in the House to enact President Trump's agenda. We have a mandate from the American people, a mandate not only to clean up the mess left by the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda, but also to deliver on President Trump's priorities. We will make sure that the President and his team have the tools and the support that they need to enforce border security laws and to remove the violent criminals who are wreaking havoc in every one of our states. We will work to make America prosperous again by streamlining the bureaucratic machine and overturning costly Biden-Harris regulations. And we will work to restore American energy dominance. Not just our energy security, but energy dominance, which will lower costs and bolster our national security.
You know what? I like the sound of that. I really, really like the sound of that, because you know what? We should be dominant in that field. I guess if anything goes awry, though, you want to make sure that you have your bases covered, which is one of the reasons to invest in gold. I actually think everything's going to go really well. I like gold no matter what, because I am just a realist, and I'm looking around the world at all these other players, and a lot of emerging market countries don't want to have to be dependent on the U.S. and treasuries anymore, which is one of the reasons why they're moving into gold. So gold has moved up a lot this year, not so much in the last couple of days, but unfortunately, any way you slice it, the money printing is here. I don't know as Elon can totally stop the presses yet. So if you're interested in investing in gold, go check my friends out at American Hartford Gold. You can get up to $15,000 in free silver right now with qualifying offers. You can text my name, Trish, to 65532. You can go to trishlovesgold.com, because who can forget that? trishlovesgold.com, or you can call them at 1-844-495-1115.